I mean, that would be an equation. I mean, a love affair is a great analogy. But if you think of love affairs, a lot of them don't last.
With a big toy board. What is a kid or something?
Yeah, it's a wrestling board.
The wrestler? Why is he in uniform?
He's giving up his wrestling career to be a fitness trainer. He wrestles in the off-season to be a fitness person for the team.
Okay.
We're on deck. Calvin Castine, Olympic Stadium for Hometown Cable. We're on the on-deck circle. And I'm not sure if I'm batting next or if this young man here is. Tony Adams, a legend in North Country sports coverage, going back to probably almost the beginning of WCAX, Tony.
It was the beginning, 1954, if you can believe that. And I was with him for almost 35 years before I stepped down from sports, although I still do
See you
across the fence.
every noon across the fence.
Yeah. I was here, of course, when the Expos started at the old ballpark there, Parc Jarry. And it's nice to see that they're back for another year. I don't know what's going to happen after that. No one knows.
No, well, I came yesterday to the press conference here, and the president said no promises. We're operating under the assumption that this is it, and we don't know any more than you guys do. So.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
So we've all got our fingers crossed, and
absolutely.
Hoping for the best.
Why not? Yeah. We don't want to lose Major League Baseball completely, but we may have to. Yeah.
Now I know you've got about 3 or 4 dozen Red Sox fans in your neck of the woods. And,
yeah, a little more than that.
Many of us have always felt that maybe the real natural rivalry would have been if the Expos had been in the American League and could have played the Yankees and the Red Sox on a regular basis. Any thoughts on that, Tony?
Yeah, of course, that would have been terrific. But we have the Vermont Expos down there in Burlington, and they're going to operate this year. And they don't have any promises beyond this year. But Ray Pecor, the owner, says there'll be a team there, whether it's affiliated with the Montreal Expos or with someone else.
Yeah, because originally was it the Mariners or the Reds first?
Well, it was the Reds, but that was the AA Eastern League, and then Seattle was in there for a couple of years when Ken Griffey came there for the last 10 days of the season on a rehab. So we've seen some good ones there.
Yeah. Kind of hard to top Ken Griffey coming through there, but
that's right, Ken Griffey. Of course, with the Reds, most of them made the big leagues. The names escape. Oh, Paul O'Neill of the Yankees played there. Barry Larkin, the shortstop, played there. A lot of the pitchers, and I can't remember all the names right now. Rob Dibble, I think, was there. So we had some great baseball there back when AA, which is, of course, a lot stronger league than the rookie league they have now.
Yeah, the A-League, you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, as you get up, that pyramid gets narrower, and you get more chance of these guys eventually having good careers. So let's talk about the old days, back when it was Jerry Park. Did you get to come up here very often?
Oh, yeah. We got in on the ground floor with the Expos then. As a matter of fact, I remember vividly coming to a hotel in Montreal where they had the player draft to get players from the other teams when they were first started. That's when I met John McHale and Jim Fanning, the president and the general manager of the ball club. We used to come up an awful lot. Parc Jerry was a good ballpark to watch a game in, although it was very small, and that's why they got out of it and came here. But you miss something in a great big ballpark like this, although they had to do it. That used to be full, and there was a lot of enthusiasm.
It was intimate.
It was intimate, yeah. You were close to the action. You could almost reach out and touch the batter. So you have to be alert when the line drives coming back at you. But no, I used to come up a lot for that, yeah. Those were exciting days when Rusty Staub played here and all those guys.
Now, you said you go right back to the beginning of WCAX Channel 3. I know a former Champlain resident who passed away all too young, Mickey Gallagher, might have been one of those
yeah,
too at that time.
Mickey Gallagher was our news director for many, many years, and he and I had our desks right next to each other, and he was a great guy to work for and knew how to run a news department. Came from your side of the lake,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he went to school in the Rouse's Point area. In fact, my mother was in the same grade. We went to school with him. And,
yeah, good guy.
Yeah, and
good newsman.
And Mickey's brother Eddie Gallagher was a legend over here in basketball officiating.
That's right. I met Eddie many years ago. Yep. So a lot of water's gone over the dam since then.
So what day was it again in '54?
It was September 1st or 2nd, I don't remember, but it was early in September in 1954 when we first went on the air.
Did you beat BTZ? Were you on?
Yeah, I think we were on just a little before them, but I don't remember that. And of course, there was no one else besides Channel 3 and Channel 5 at that time. And of course...
Well, you had up here, our first channels up our way was Channel 2.
Oh, yeah.
Which was half French, half English at the time. Then Channel 6 came on.
You needed a pretty good antenna to get them, though.
Yeah. Well, maybe in the mountains.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot technology has really taken off since then, and we didn't even have any film at that time or tape or anything. We just used pictures and went on the air and tried to sell people on what we were doing, you know.
Where did you come from? Were you in radio before?
I was in radio with what was WCAX radio, and now is WVMT 620 on the dial. And I worked with them, and then they got television, so I did both for a while before they sold the radio part of it. And I still did radio this past winter. I did University of Vermont men's basketball. Night and day, home and away, 29 games.
Wow. So you got right back into it then?
Oh, yeah. Well, I like to do play-by-play. That's where I started in radio. So the opportunity came up, and I decided to do it.
There was another guy a few years behind you who did some radio in the Plattsburgh area, then went over to Vermont and had a good career, then ended up with the Toronto Blue Jays, Tom Cheek.
Oh, of course. Tom and I known each other for many, many years. As a matter of fact, he was the sportsman and the sales manager at WVMT before he got with Toronto, and he's been with them ever since. Tom and I are good friends. Yeah, good man.
Yeah, great guy. Well, Tony, what are your thoughts here? It's a little sad, I think, to be losing this team. This is 99.9% chance this is the last home opener we're going to see.
Yeah, the league is running it, and unless they do exceptionally well and they start filling this ballpark up, which is a long shot, they'll be gone in another year. I think most people didn't expect to be back this year, but they are, because they couldn't affect the dropping of two teams that quickly. But it's nice to be up here, and we'll see what happens.
All right. I'm talking to Tony Adams, a legend from WCAX TV, and he's been a legend for almost 40 years now.
Thank you very much.
Almost 50 years. Thank you. You got a good shot yesterday of the bat, right? Yeah. Hometown Cable at Olympic Stadium. Here's Bill Chase with the official opening game home plate here. Want to get our adjust our luck. There we go. Match the overture opening night 2002. A very special home plate for the opening pitch. Calvin Castine along with Bill Chase, and over on the far side we have Peter Regnier Hometown Cable here in stereo tonight with two cameras. Peter was here with me yesterday to catch the introduction of the new team president, the general manager, and the manager. We're going to move over, get behind the on-deck circle again. A special souvenir on-deck circle. Bill, come a little closer here and we'll chat for a minute.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know, we'll talk about the weather. No, we won't talk about hockey. What do you suppose is going to happen to these special on-deck circles and that home plate? Somebody's going to have a nice little collector's item here. Probably the team president, the manager, and the general manager will each take one home with them.
Yeah, if the ground screw.
Ground screw will let them get it, yeah.
They get it first, probably.
What do you think of this turf, Bill?
Oh, it's a lot better shape than last year, that's for sure. A lot nicer turf.
There goes the official opening day home plate being brought out to home plate. It's still about half an hour before the first pitch. So the opening ceremonies are supposed to start around 6:30, and that's very shortly as we're taping this on this April 2nd, 2002. In all probability, nobody's allowed to say this is it. We also have to say probably, most likely, whatever. But in all probability, the last home opener for the Montreal Expos as they start, which is what will probably be their final season. A little sad, Bill, that the Expos are starting the year in such a gloom note, and probably fitting in an ironic way that Florida Marlins are their opponents. Former Expos owner Jeff Loria, now the owner of the Marlins, former Expo manager Jeff Torborg, now the manager at Florida, and he took his coaching staff with him. They took a lot of the front office personnel with him. You were asked, I was off camera there, if it's all done on purpose. Yeah, I guess when the staff signed a contract with Loria, it was a personal contract. It wasn't with the team, it was with Jeff Loria. Because last fall, one of the first announcements was that, I think during the World Series, they announced that Bill Robinson, the former Major League ball player, is going to be their new hitting instructor this year, batting coach. And he's gone with the team. He didn't spend one day in an Expos uniform. He signed a personal contract with Jeff Loria. So when Loria left, so did his entire coaching staff. They even took the computers that all the scouting information was on. They took everything. They really took a lot more than would have been allowed had anybody other than Major League Baseball been the owners here of the Montreal Expos. Anybody else would have strongly protested and probably put these guys up on charges, but that didn't happen. Any thoughts, Bill?
Well, now the Minnesota Twins, they're not in the same predicament, are they? Major League Baseball is not running that organization, right?
Their owner didn't abandon ship, and there are people that are actively pursuing buying the Twins. The fans had a groundswell of support. The state of Minnesota got involved with lawsuits against Major League Baseball. Now, none of that happened up here in Montreal.
And one of the quite interesting things I read in the Sports Illustrated about the Minnesota situation anyways was that maybe if this was 14 years ago, back in the late 80s, it would have been Cleveland and not Minnesota being one of the teams to be looked at to be dropped out of the league, because back in the late 80s, Minnesota was drawing, what, 2 or 3 million fans a year.
And Minnesota hasn't been that bad in attendance-wise. Minnesota, many people thought, was just a bad choice, and the only reason they were a choice was because their owner wanted out, and their owner was a friend of Bud Selig, so says, hey, we'll buy you out for $400 million.
Yeah, he wanted the money. He wanted the money and the run. Yeah, because Minnesota, has a very good chance of possibly making the playoffs this year. They've got a very good baseball team. They contended throughout, what, 3/4 of last year before they fell off at the end?
Yeah, they were in it till probably about the 3/4 mark, I guess. Yeah, and 2 years ago, Expos were in it up to about June, and they still weren't getting much for attendance. Last year, they started off with a bang. They were about 6-1 at one point, and they were still only getting 5,000 or 6,000 people here early in the season when the Cubs were in town. So it's unfortunate, but since '94, the Expo attendance has just been going down, down, and down.
Well, baseball was turned off. Well, baseball turned off a lot of people in '94. No World Series, and in particular, I guess the fans up here that supported the Expos, because they had a very good team in '94, and in all possibility, it looked like it could have been an Expo Yankee World Series, and both teams were playing with the best records in baseball, and they just haven't come back since then.
Yeah, and of course what happened to the Expos is that they got rid of all the stars. As soon as a star is at a point where he can demand some money, it's arrivederci, which is goodbye in French and English.
Well, that's one of the ironic things about the way the Expos are being run this year. There's always been, a lot of people have talked that they were already more or less a farm system for the rest of the major leagues. Well, they've produced a lot of good ball players and who actually play for somebody else right now.
Yeah, the Expos have, I think, number-wise, they were in the top half dozen last year for players that came out of their system that were in the majors. Excuse me, and if you looked at only at the stars who came out of their system, they'd probably be number one.
Yeah, they've produced some great ball players up here. Dawson, Carter, who's playing? Larry Walker, he plays for Colorado. There's that rumor he might play for the Yankees. Or they're looking to try and get him.
With George Steinbrenner, you never know. We're looking forward to it. A spectacular opening night ceremony. There's supposed to be about 35,000 fans here. I don't think they're hitting that number yet. A lot of empty seats out there. I'd guess maybe in the high 20s right now. But hopefully there's still a lot of movement out in the stands. It's still close to half an hour before game time, so hopefully before all is said and done, they'll hit at least 35,000, and maybe that this year they'll set a trend. That hasn't been the case in past seasons, however. Okay, opening night ceremonies are about to begin. We're going to add as much light as we can to this picture. Last year, I was mentioning to Bell, a person dressed in Michael Barrett's uniform came down from up there. Whether that's going to happen tonight or not, we do not know. It wasn't Michael Barrett, but it sure got the crowd excited. This is Marc Lavalier.
Mesdames, Messieurs, débutons tout de suite avec nos présentations officielles. Let's begin our official presentations. Tout d'abord, l'alignement partant des Marlins de la Floride. Let's start with tonight's opponents, the Florida Marlins, the starting lineup. Accueillons tout d'abord le gérant des Marlins, first the manager, le numéro 10, number 10, Jeff Torborg.
Jeff Torborg getting a big boo, excuse me. A well-deserved big bowl, a boo.
Le premier frappeur, batting first. Le deuxième but, second baseman, le numéro 1, number 1, Luis Castillo.
Steele.
Le deuxième frappeur, batting second, le voltigeur de centre, center fielder, le numéro 44, number 44, Preston Wilson.
Wilson.
Le troisième frappeur, batting third, le voltigeur de gauche, left fielder, le numéro 30, number 30, Floyd.
Cliff Floyd, making the All-Star game, was last year as a afterthought.
Le quatrième frappeur, batting fourth, le voltigeur de droite, right fielder, le numéro 15, number 15, Kevin Millar.
Millar.
Le cinquième frappeur, batting fifth, le troisième but, third baseman, le numéro 19, number 19, Mike Lowell.
Mike Lowell.
Le sixième frappeur, batting sixth, le premier but, first baseman, le numéro 25, number 25, Derek Lee.
Derek Lee.
Le septième frappeur, batting seventh, l'arrêt-court, shortstop, le numéro 11, number 11, Alex Gonzalez.
Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop.
Le huitième frappeur, batting eighth, le receveur, catcher, le numéro 52, number 52, Mike Redmond.
Michael Redmond, the catcher.
Et le neuvième frappeur, lanceur frappeur pour les Marlins ce soir, batting ninth, tonight's starting pitcher for the Marlins, le numéro 46, number 46, Ryan Dempster.
And Ryan Dempster is the starting pitcher. They must be warming up somewhere.
Les autres membres de la formation des Marlins, the other members for the Marlins.
Now the remaining lineup of the Florida Marlins. A little bit hampered in the fact that the bright light pointing directly to the right of our camera. Now for the Expos. Base coach.
Master Duffs from the top bench coach, number 7, Michael Kim. Master Duff des frappeurs,
Kim.
number 17, Tom McGraw.
Hitting instructor Tom McGraw.
Master Duff au premier but, first base coach, le numéro 28, number 28, Jerry Morales.
Jerry Morales, first base coach.
Master Duff des receveurs et rompeurs, catching goaltend coach, le numéro 13, number 13, Bob Engel. Master Duff des lanceurs, pitching coach, le numéro 33, number 33, Dick Cole.
Pitching coach Dick Powell. players, equipment managers. They got a lot of those guys from the Marlins after their staff was taken away. Expos picked up some of the Marlins staff.
Ladies and gentlemen, your players. Accueillons le numéro 12, number 12, Mike Mordecai.
Mike Mordecai. Guess he came out of the
Numéro 14, number 14, Andres
Galarraga, the big cat. Big favorite here in Montreal, as you can tell. Listen to the crowd. starters.
The numéro 25, number 25, Scott Strickland. The number 34, Briggs Reeves. The numéro 26, number 36, Tony Imus.
Tony Armas Jr.
The numéro 38, number 38, Ed Buxton. The numéro 39, number 39, Brian Schneider. Le numéro 40, number 40, Henry Rodriguez.
That was an O. Henry bar that came flying out of the stands. O. Henry Rodriguez. And there's the O. Henry bar, welcoming him back to Montreal. Another fan favorite.
Le numéro 45, number 45, Carl Armando.
Carl Pavano.
Le numéro 47, number 47, Graham Lloyd.
Graham Lloyd, the Australian, former Yankee.
Le numéro 49, number 49, Matt Burgess.
Matt Burgess, who's a reliever they picked up in a trade.
Le numéro 51, number 51, Scott Stewart.
Scott Stewart.
Et le numéro 55, number 55, Masato Yoshi.
TJ Tucker. Yoshi. happened to Marc Lavalier's microphone here, public address announcer. Saw the interview that Dr. John Southwick did with him last fall. I guess we're ready for the starters.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing tonight's Expos starting lineup. Le premier frappeur est 6 secondes de 19 matchs avec au moins un coup sûr l'an dernier. Hitting leadoff, he had a 19-game hitting streak last year.
Center fielder Peter Bergeron.
Center fielder, the numéro 11, number 11, Peter Bergeron.
Should be coming out the center field fence. There he is. Got a bat boy with him. Like Batman and Robin.
Le deuxième frappeur a été le meilleur joueur de deuxième but offensif de la Ligue nationale en 2022.
Second baseman Jose Vidro.
Le joueur de deuxième but, second baseman, le numéro 3, number 3, Jose Vidro.
Coming out of the crowd. Bill Chase helping me spot these guys. Here he comes.
Le troisième frappeur, l'un des meilleurs voltigeurs du baseball majeur.
Right fielder. There he is. Co-captain this year.
Special welcome to right fielder, the numéro 27, number 27, Vladimir Guerrero.
There he comes in center field. Going over to his right field spot.
Le quatrième frappeur, joueur de l'année des Expos l'an dernier, gagnant du Coupe d'Or à titre de meilleur arrêt-tour défensif de la Ligue
The shortstop.
a produit 96 points. Batting fourth, selected Expos Player of the Year, the winner of the Gold Glove as the best defensive shortstop in the National League. Le numéro 18, number 18, Orlando Cabrera.
Making his way down. Last year's Expo Player of the Year, 96 runs batted in from the shortstop position. Orlando Cabrera.
Le cinquième frappeur a réalisé de nouveaux sommets personnels au chapitre du circuit avec 25
First baseman.
avec 95, nommé également co-capitaine des Expos en 2002. Batting fifth, he established new personal record
third baseman, acquired from the Astros, Chris Truby. Focus is a problem.
Le septième frappeur, l'un des plus beaux espoirs de l'organisation des Expos, Alexandre, one of the rising stars in the Expos organization. Droitier de gauche,
Left fielder.
le numéro 6, number 6, Brad Wilkerson.
He'll come out of that center field area.
Le huitième frappeur a dominé tous les receveurs de l'invitation.
Here it comes.
33 dos dans une fenêtre, une séquence de 12 matchs avec aucun coup sûr. Adding in the National League catchers with 33 doubles and added 12-game inning streak. Accueillons le receveur, the catcher, le numéro 5, number 5, Michael Barrett.
He's got a motorcycle this year. Last year he came from, well, somebody in his uniform came from upstairs. And here comes the real Michael Barrett.
Le neuvième frappeur, le lanceur partant pour les Expos ce soir, a été une force dominante durant les deux écrans l'an dernier, avec une fiche de 9 gains, 2 revers de moyenne de 3 qualités de
Jerry Park. '77 Olympic Stadium, Steve Rogers, Gary Carter, Andre Dawson, Warren Cromartie, All-Star game here, 1982. 1984, Carter's last season. To 1991. See if the fans will boo when he gets to 94. There's Carter again coming back. There's Pedro Martinez. Felipe Alou. Vasquez, Cabrera, Vladimir Guerrero, Expos 2002. Very brief history. Very encapsulated history right there. '2002 is supposed to be a year of remembering. Throughout the season, we're going to have a lot of days where they're bringing back former ball players. So if you're a baseball fan, we're 99% sure this is it. You're going to see the Expos, see the other National League teams. This year the Cleveland Indians and Kansas City Royals are coming in. You're going to see all that. Can't put it off till next year. The ground crew has to hustle out here to get this ready. Game already 9 minutes behind time and they haven't had the ceremonial first pitch. If they've been practicing for this, look like a bunch of Olympians out there. Peter Regner was with us, he's a member of the Stagehands Union. We should send him out there to help out.
Mr. Carlo Consentino, représentant de Saint-Urbain de Montréal.
Stephanie Miles from the Montreal Gazette, representing the Baseball Writers of America.
Please welcome Stephanie Miles from the Gazette. And Frank Robinson, Expos manager.
And Expos manager Frank Robinson. They're going to honor Orlando Cabrero, the 2001 Player of the Year for the Expos, as chosen by the Baseball Writers.
96 points. Il a depuis remporté le Gant d'Or pour son excellence en défensive. He participated in all 162 games last season while producing 96 runs. He won the Gold Glove Award as the best defensive shortstop in the National League. Accueillons maintenant les joueurs de l'année des Expos 2001. The Expos 2001 Player of the Year, le numéro 18, number 18, Orlando Cabrera. Mesdames, Messieurs, les Expos sont heureux d'accueillir l'épouse d'un grand joueur qui a marqué l'histoire du baseball à Montréal avant de faire carrière avec les Pirates de Pittsburgh et qui malheureusement devait perdre la vie dans une mission humanitaire quelques mois seulement après avoir obtenu son 3 millième coup sûr dans les majeurs. The Expos are proud to welcome tonight the wife of another great player that contributed to the history of baseball in Montreal and then became an outstanding player with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mesdames, Messieurs, accueillons, let's welcome Mrs. Vera Clemente.
Vera Clemente, the widow of Roberto Clemente. Clemente played here with the Montreal Royals, I believe. Roberto, that is. In the Dodgers farm system before becoming a member of the Pittsburgh, a star, Hall of Famer with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Accueillons maintenant M. Omar Minaya, directeur général des Expos, pour lui remettre le gerbe de fleurs. Mr. Omar Minaya, Expos General Manager, will present her flowers.
The General Manager, Omar Minaya, presenting flowers to Mrs. Clemente. Expos recognizing Montreal's history, a rich history that includes, of course, Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in professional baseball right here with the Montreal Royals back in 1946.
Merci beaucoup et bienvenue au Stade Olympique. Thank you and welcome to Olympic Stadium. Mesdames, Messieurs, il y a quelques semaines à peine, la délégation canadienne nous a fait honneur aux Jeux Olympiques de Salt Lake City. Ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, Canadian athletes did an outstanding job at the Winter Games in Salt Lake City. Nous attirons maintenant votre attention au tableau pour un court vidéo. We direct your attention to the giant screen for a short video.
I believe there are about 20 Canadian Olympic heroes that are going to be here for the ceremonial first pitch, which of course is very fitting since we are playing in an Olympic stadium built for the 1976 Olympics, Summer Olympics. There must be a few hockey fans there.
Messieurs, ce soir, les Expos sont heureux de rendre hommage au courage, au talent, à la détermination de plusieurs athlètes québécois qu'ils ont si bien représentés à ces Jeux Olympiques. Tonight, the Expos are pleased to pay tribute to the courage, talent, and determination of many Quebec athletes. Tout d'abord, en bobsleigh, membre de l'équipe nationale depuis l'an dernier, accueillons Julio Sardo.
Zardo.
En patinage artistique, l'équipe ensemble depuis 1997 sont médaillés de bronze des championnats canadiens 2001 et 2002. Accueillons Patrice Arcado et Annabelle Langlois.
Annabelle Langlois et Patrice Arcado.
En ski acrobatique, il a terminé au premier rang de la Coupe du Monde de Steamboat Springs aux États-Unis en décembre 2001. A terminé 15e aux Jeux Olympiques. Stéphane Rochon.
Stéphane Rochon.
Il a terminé au second rang de la Coupe du Monde de surf des neiges, accueillant Guillaume Morissette.
Jérôme Sylvestre.
Gagnant de la Coupe du Québec 2000, Jérôme Sylvestre. Il a commencé le patinage de vitesse à l'âge de 4 ans, il fait partie de l'équipe nationale depuis 1996, Éric Brisson.
Brisson.
Patinage de vitesse, courte piste, médaille d'or aux Jeux Olympiques de Nagano, gold medal speed skating in Nagano, Annie Perrault.
Annie Perrault.
Il fut couronné champion du monde junior en 96, détient le record du 1000 et du 1500 mètres, Jean-François Monette.
Jean-François Monette.
Elles ont remporté la médaille de bronze en relais 3000 mètres. Tania Vissant, Isabelle Charret, Amélie Golanado.
These are the speed skating short track.
Ils ont remporté la médaille d'or au relais 5000 mètres. Éric Bédard, François-Louis Tremblay.
Eric Bedard and François-Louis Tremblay.
A remporté la médaille de bronze aux 1000 mètres et la médaille d'or au relais 5000 mètres. Mathieu Turcotte.
Matthew Turcotte. Speed skating.
Il a remporté la médaille d'argent aux 500 mètres et la médaille d'or au relais 5000 mètres. Jonathan Guillemette.
Jonathan Gomet.
Elles ont remporté la médaille d'or du tournoi olympique de hockey féminin devant le gold medal women's hockey. Tout d'abord, l'entraîneur de coach Agnès Sauvageon et représentant les joueurs Isabelle Chapman.
Members of the Olympic hockey team. Well, there are a few hockey fans here. Even Yuppie was impressed. I think we're down to the man who's going to throw out the ball now.
Mesdames et messieurs, pour effectuer le premier lancier du match, les Expos sont fiers d'accueillir un athlète qui s'est distingué aux Jeux Olympiques de Salt Lake City. Il a remporté une médaille de bronze aux 1500 mètres, une médaille d'or au relais 100
Marc Gagnon. Speed skater. And a big favorite. He's going to throw out the first ball. With names like Gagnon, Tremblay, Perrault, Bedard, and others are North Country French-Canadian heritage. We have a lot of people, if you went back a few generations, who are relatives of people in our North Country viewing area. But this shows the great French-Canadian heritage that we have in the North Country. And Andres Galarraga comes out to catch that ceremonial first pitch and that ceremonial home plate that we saw. Marc Gagnon and Andres Galarraga, the big cat. He's happy as heck to be out there. A longtime favorite of the Montreal fans when he was here. And he left for other areas, other teams. He's had a very successful career. Battled cancer, came back from that. Had a couple of nice seasons since coming back from that, and he'll make a great backup here for Lee Stevens, and I'm sure there's a few people who think maybe he should be the regular and Stevens should be backing him up. April 2nd, 2002. We're approaching 7:30 p.m., 7:05 scheduled start time. What an opening night.
Congratulations to all our athletes and welcome to Olympic Stadium.
Opening night 2002, match d'ouverture. That's going to wrap it up. We may have a few game highlights, so we may not, and we'll try to catch the managers at the conclusion of the game. Historic night, historic evening, the city of Montreal. Some 35,000 fans, and I'd say 35,000 plus probably, have shown up to bid adieu and say hello at the same time, say hello for the season, but at the same time it's a goodbye to the Montreal Expos. Ironic as it is, the opening day, to have people showing up to say goodbye. Look at this, Tim Raines, Claude Raymond with the flags. What a sight. What a sight. Tim Raines, now the Florida Marlins, huge fan favorite here. Claude Raymond, the boy from Saint Jean sur Richelieu, big favorite as we saw earlier today with the home fans. Raines holding the American flag. Keep it off the ground, Tim. And here's the anthems. Tim Raines very much has the Olympic spirit here, waving that flag. Claude Royal a little more subdued with the Canadian flag. So that's it. Opening night, 2002 Olympic Stadium. Hometown Cable, grateful for the being here. I want to thank Bill Chasen and Peter Regnier for coming along with us. Get out of here. There goes that home plate.
First base, Mr. Jerry Lee.
came apart. A couple blue pits helped. Looper came so close to getting out. Good piece of hitting by Pedro. He's a good hitter. And then Cabrera's done that so many times last year when I was watching.
Have you ever been involved in an opener that involves so much mayhem around what's going on around? Or
Mm-mm.
If you talked about yesterday not assigning too much significance to an opener, is there any danger of the way this came about, though, of this having a lasting effect? I mean, is there any?
I hope not. You're never sure. I don't think so. There's too much class and character here.
Any irony in the fact that you're the man who made Cabrera the cleanup hitter last year for the first time in his life, and this year he comes through for the other side?
Yeah, there were a bunch of ironies in this game tonight, you know, and the matchups, everything else. Good hitter. They're a good club. We said it coming in here. They don't quit. But we don't either, so back to play the ball. That's what we can do about that one now.
Was the basic problem with Nunez and Looper just not throwing strikes? Going deep?
Well, it hurt with Looper walking the leadoff hitter. Obviously, with a 2-run lead, that's a no-no.